Hi, it's Anne from the Useless Crafter. All right, winner number 4 is actually I chose her. She didn't even enter the contest. What happened was I was on Facebook in one of my, Cricut groups, and she had a question, and it sounded like Erin needed help. She didn't know what to do with this. Um, she really wanted to make this, but it sounded, to me, like one of the early issues that you run into when you haven't completely learned how to use Design Space. Um, so I felt for her, and people were telling her what to do, and her response was, "Well, how do I do what you're telling me to do?" So I reached out to her and said, "Hey, I'm running this giveaway. Send me the file that you want to work on. Tell me what you want to do, and I will help you." So I'm Erin. I hope this is helpful. I hope you get this done this weekend. I can see why you were struggling with this file. So well, I think what she wanted to do was just to, put it on a canvas. I think it's just cutting out vinyl, but the letters were so thin that she was having a hard time with it. So we want to make it really big. And this is one of those things where I feel like, you spend $400 on a machine, you come home, you open it, you don't know what to do. Uh, then you go shopping and you see something like this on a canvas, and you're like, well, I just spent $400. Like, I'm not going to pay another $75 for it when I can make it. It's just words. It's just vinyl. I can do it. You get home and you realize finding all these different fonts is so time consuming. It doesn't look good when it's all one size. It's not that easy to make it this and that. And then you think, all right, I will spend an extra $2 to get the SVG file on Etsy. And then you get the file and you're like, what the fuck? I still can't do this. So if that's where you are and you're watching this, we're going to get through it. We're going to make this work. So a couple of things that I noticed. Yes, this is definitely, there are some really thin fonts on here. So we're going to do just a few things. I'm going to show you as is how to make it big so that you can cut it and you can weed it and put it on your canvas. So first thing is, let's ungroup this file and see what we have. So when we ungroup it, all right, it looks like every line is its own little thing. Okay, we can do that. It's missing an apostrophe, so let me, that really bugs me. So let's go to text, just put in an apostrophe. All right, that one is a little bit, sorry, let me show you what that looks like. That is a little bit kind of boring to me. I want a more round apostrophe, if that makes sense. So let's just go here and see if we can find one quickly. A free one, of course. Okay, I think that looks more like what I want. So let's make it small. Let's make it so that it fits in there. And I'm just going to squeeze you in. Can I? I kind of can't. All right. Let's contour this and see what we have. Okay, I got it. You ready for this? Okay, so it looks like everything's apart. We can contour this. So this is what I'm going to do. I want 2 copies because we need to move this S over. I can't squeeze in an apostrophe. There's room for me to move over the S just a little bit, okay? So on this one, let's go to contour. I'm going to show you a lot on this one because I feel like this is one of those projects at the beginning where I got it and there were so many things I wanted to change, but I just didn't even know how or where to do that. So let's hide all contours. What I want to do is I basically want just the S, okay? And I'm going to hide, let's see, what is there? I want to hide this there. There's my S in that font exactly, that fits in the same size. All right, on this one, I'm going to go to contour and make it a little bit smaller so we can see the whole thing. All right, we're going to hide the S. Okay, so let's move our little S in here. Let's move our little apostrophe in there. And I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Sorry, I'm not a perfectionist, but it's got to at least be decent. Okay, so here's our apostrophe. I think our apostrophe is still too big. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. There. All right. So I'm just going to grab the apostrophe and a little bit of this image, and I'm going to weld it because I want it to be one piece. All right. Easy peasy. Okay. Let's see. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's gonna find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house. All right. Nothing else that we need to really fix from a grammar standpoint. But these fonts are tiny. Like, I can see why you had trouble reading it. So let's just make this big, okay? Let me get rid of this. Let's select all, and just for the sake of it, let's do it 30 inches because I feel like 30 inches is pretty sizable. Well, let's do 36 inches in case you have something that's exactly 3 feet. So we made it 36 inches, I think. Oops, hold on. Select all. All right, the height is 36 inches. Let's make this small so that we don't have to scroll up and down. Is this whole thing 36 inches? Can't tell. No, it's not. What's going on? 36 inches. Okay, so now it's 36 inches. Let's look at everything. All right, this is now 4 inches by 18.5. Technically, and I would recommend, okay, first of all, you should be buying the 12 by 24 green mats on the Cricut site. It is the cheapest when it's on sale. Like, I want to say it then comes out to be like $2 and some for for your mat, per mat. So I use it. I don't care what people say, whether the green mat is only for paper or not paper. It totally works. So if you have a 12 by 24, I also recommend when you buy vinyl, that you buy it on the roll and you buy it in bulk. So if you did that, and when Santa, you could actually cut this whole thing and you don't need to slice it at all. But I'm going to assume that you don't have that, okay? But let's just look at everything else. So I'm sorry. Yeah. Squeezes is 3 by 50. I mean, everything on here, let's select all again. This is 36 inches high and 45 inches across. So, okay, that's kind of big. Let's see, his fat white ass is 11.5 by 2 inches. So I can see why, if you make this any smaller, this is going to be really hard to read. I can totally see that. This is 16 and some. Okay, So I'm going to show you how to, whoa, I still have Peppa from my old one. Sorry. I didn't even notice that. Give me a second. I'm just going to highlight all these things and delete. Okay. Okay, so that's kind of big. All right. So with this, if you didn't have a 12 by 24 mat and we're dealing everything with 12 by 12, what you want to do is you want to bring in a shape. Here's your square. And I'm going to make this 11 inches. Technically, it could be 11 and a half by 11 and a half is what your Cricut can cut, right? Why is that so big? Okay. I feel like my project is a little jinxed right now. I don't know what's going on. This, okay. What you want to do is you can make this smaller. Unlock this square so that we can just get up to this top section right here. So do you see how I make the square just enough to cover Santa? So I'm going to highlight the square or the rectangle at this point, and also the whole sentence or the whole line, and I'm going to slice it. So now what happens is you can get rid of all the slicing results. You don't need that. But here's my Santa, and it's no longer attached. So when I go to cut this, what I want to do is, and let's see how big this is. This is 11.8, so we need to slice that also. But this will cut separately, so you can, it'll fit on your 12 by 12 mat, and then you can just place it onto whatever your vinyl, place it onto your canvas, your poster board, whatever it is, now word by word. So let's just bring up this one. Or what you can do, no, I was going to say contour, but then that's a lot of pieces right there. So again, ungroup. And this one's going to be a little bit harder to do because look how close it is to the squeezes. So just move this down a little bit, because you can only slice 2 items at one time. If my cursor, when I go to grab this, hits anything else, I'll pick up too many things and it won't let me slice. Okay, so there, you sliced it. And now we don't need the slice results, but look, now this is only 5.3 by 4.2. This is 5.8. What's going to be difficult is when you line it up on whatever it ends up being. Okay, squeezes is 15 inches by 3, so it is too long. Again, so you can do it 2 ways. You can duplicate it, and I'll show you. Let's go to contour, and we're going to make this one. We're going to just do half, so we're going to do the squee. Get rid of the E, Z, and E. All right, oops. Hold on, contour, there's more to it. Darn this things. What happened here? Let's look at the mid. Oh, I need to get rid of this S. Because look, so now I have the SQUE. It's 7 inches by 3.1. On this one, what do I want? I want the EZES, right? So contour. And sorry, I'm making this small enough so you could see. So this one, let's hide all. What we want is, I already forgot which one we want. We left, so we want this, right? Yes, that's what we want. So now I can bring this over. This was here, right? This is 7 inches by 3. This is 7.5 by 3. All right. This one, I think it's faster to actually slice, ungroup, or I'm sorry, unlock. And let's just duplicate this a few times because I feel like we're going to be slicing a bit. All right, so here's this, and I'm just going to split it in half. Okay, grab these two items, and look what happens when I accidentally grab an extra rectangle. Oh, why did it let me do it? Hold on, did I not grab it? Okay, yeah, now I can't slice, it's grayed out. You can only pick up 2 images to slice at a time. So here we go, slice. We have this up here. And then let's get rid of this as well as this. All right. As much as I don't want to go add things, if you find that this is still too thin of a font, let's go create one. So let's go to text. And I'm just going to pick a text because we don't have time to find the right font. That's going to be up to you. I don't know which fonts you have, but let's just type it the way it is. His fat white ass. Oops, it would help if I. Okay, and I'm gonna pick a font that I know can be skinny. So give me a second. I'm gonna do. I think it's called Ice Cream. Yeah. And this is a font that I downloaded before. Okay, and it's pretty thick. So you see, like, even look how small it is. The W, like this line is already thicker than this. So let's make this big, but still fit in. And I think that this still fits in because look, this still fits in within here. You can still make this even better by going to your letter space and decrease your letter space. And that's just decreasing the space in between your letters. I know it's obvious, but a design space tends to put a lot of space in between each letters. So if you made it closer together, then you might have, then it fits a little bit better. All right, so let's say, you don't like the way this is, we can just delete, because this font is, sometimes a font will kill your project because you just, no matter what you do, it won't weed or cut properly. So there. That doesn't, it looks a little bit too big, too long because it's hitting into this. So what you can do is, I like this font too. There's a particular reason why I chose this font. If you go to unlock, you can squeeze it in and, you can change this font and the letters they still make sense. So I like it because it's very flexible in that sense. So there. I made it fit within. This is going to be a lot easier to weed and cut. All right. But what I didn't do is now we need to do what we did before, which is break this up in half. So take this, get it over here, highlight the 2, and slice. So now, oops, I didn't want to do it that way. I wouldn't recommend separating the word itself, but that's okay. You know what to do now, right? Okay, so there's that part. Here's this part. Get rid of this. All right. This, it's 16.8 by 2, so we're going to need to slice that in half. So just bring it maybe over here. Bring this rectangle over. Grab both items and slice. I probably should have been a little bit better as to where I put that rectangle and where I sliced it, because you don't want to slice the little dot in half, okay? So I was a little reckless there, but that's okay, because I'm actually not making this project. I'm just kind of showing you what I would do. Get rid of the slicing results, bring this in, and there. Okay. Down is okay. That is okay. The only thing I don't like about that is the font could be a little bit skinny. So again, you can easily replace that now that you know how to do that. Chimney to night is actually, it would fit. So it's 10 inches by 4. This might be thin, but I think it's better at this size. So I think you're okay. Okay. This one is big. This piece is big. We're going to leave that for now. And let's continue to see what we have here. All right. And nut house. And this one. Okay, this is totally fine. Let's do nut house. I would probably slice it right around here. You don't want to slice your H in a bunch of different places. So let's bring down our rectangle. All right, let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, bring nut house over, and let's try to, we're gonna need to tilt this a little bit because you wanna get a clean piece of what's in this one, like what's gonna be on this side and what's gonna be on this side. So you see how the rest of the OUSE is completely covered in this rectangle. So now let's grab the 2 items and slice. And so what do we have here? This is 8.7 by 4.7, totally good. And now we have, delete that, delete this. And then when you go to attach your vinyl, hopefully it's a thin slice that people won't notice that that's where you sliced it. Because if you think about what we've done so far, we've broken up words. So we haven't sliced into an actual vinyl, but here we're actually slicing through vinyl and you're going to need to, when you apply it, you need to apply it where it's kind of touching so it looks seamless. That's going to be hard. Don't pick a light color. If you do black, that's probably good. If you do some sort of glitter, that would be really good too. Okay, so that's all good. All right. Let's do this one before we attack that big piece, okay? Let's duplicate this a few times because I know we're going to be slicing. All right. Down here, same thing with this. So this is, we're going to need to basically slice this in half, right? So all right. Let's see what we have here. Slice. 11.8. That's okay. I'm going to slice out that, what do you call that? A snowflake. So let's get rid of all of this. This is all good. This is 8.2 by 2.5-ish. Let's get another one of our, oh, you know what we can do? Let's duplicate that and let's contour. Because all we need to do is hide the snowflake. And so this one has no snowflake. And this one, we want to keep the snowflake. So contour, hide all, and it kept the snowflake. Perfect. That was easy, right? Okay, so that was 8.6 by 2.6. Everything is cuttable, if that's a word. All right, so we're basically just going to break this up. So I'm going to, let's move this all the way over here. Give us a little bit more space. Okay. All right, here are all our rectangles that we're going to be using to slice. And it looks like I'm going to need a few more, right? All right, so let's do the first one. Let's get this one out of the way, the word bunch. Slice. All right, so we got that. Let's get, I don't know if I can, yeah, let's just do that for now. I don't think I can get this without getting some bit of that jolliest. So let's, why is it doing that to me? There. Okay, ready? There. I'm gonna grab those two things, slice. Okay. Oh my gosh, that sign is so big that every time I'm near it, I'm grabbing the sign. Okay, so let's see if we can get, I wonder how, sorry, that thing's gonna drive me crazy. Let's see how big the jolliest is actually. It is too big because it's 17, okay. But what we can do is we can get that. So let's grab these two, slice. Okay, so that's 9.7 by 5, so that's totally good, right? And then now these pieces can all be cut. Oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, we can move this over and grab, oh my gosh, there. Okay, so let's grab and this rectangle, slice. Here's okay, we're getting there. Stick with me. Delete all of that. Okay, so now we have this big sign. This sign is pretty big. 27. So we actually need to slice it into 3. So what I would recommend doing is, let's get another square. Okay, I would break it up by the words. So this one, let's make this bigger, like so. All right, so here's one piece. Slice. Okay, so now this is 9.2 by 5.4, totally good. Let's slice this guy, unlock your rectangle so you can make it fit. Okay, I think that's good. Let's slice that. All right, so this is now 8.9 by almost 4. And when you piece this together, you want this bar to be as flush as possible with the other piece. All right, and then this is right here. All right, this is all done. Just delete it. Okay, so let me reduce this so that you can see what we did. What happened here? Let's go to contour for a second. I must have caught an extra piece of, yeah, of the rectangle. So just delete that. We don't need that line. There we go. Okay, so now let's grab this, bring it over here. Bring all this back. And this is really, you don't need to do this. This is just so that you can see visually what you have. All right, so now that we have this, we can actually, I think this is probably up higher. But let's say now, now everything is broken out. You could You know, maybe change this one to red. You know, you have a lot of choices now on what you can do. If you want to change the jaw, no, that's not a good one. Let's say you want to do a bunch of assholes in red and green mixing, like so the B is green, the N is green, the H is green. You can do that. You need to break up this word though. And the way you would do that is, I'm going to pause. Hopefully you're screaming at the screen with your idea of how to do this. There's a couple of different ways. We can either slice it out so each letter is individual and then you can change the color, or you can duplicate it 5 times and do contour. Because contour, you need how many separate images you want is the number of images that you would need. So go to contour. I love contour, and that's why I want you to feel really comfortable using contour. So hide all, you're left with the H. So here's your H, and then go to this one, contour, hide all, you're left with the H, right? You're always left, even though you say hide all, you're left with one, because if they left you with none, the whole image would disappear, right? Make sense? Okay, so let's say you want the C, so you highlight that, you deselect the H. I don't want the H. So here's my C, kind of working backwards here. And it looks like I need one more, right? So duplicate. Okay, contour. I hide all. I want the N. And look, you can go over here too. I don't want this H. And then now we need this one, contour. Hide all. We want the U. We don't want the H. And then now we want just the B, right? So contour, hide all. I want this B, and I want the inside of that B, and I want the outside of that B. Oops, I left the H. Forgot to do that. So click on it again, contour, deselect the H, and there's your B. So now, for instance, if you wanted to make that, let's make that red. I want the N, and then if you hit the Shift key, you can select the H at the same time. I think that worked. Let's see. Okay, and then the U and the C, if I wanted to make that green. All right, so you could, oops. And then what you want to do is select all of them, go to align, and I would do align bottom so it gets it all straight. And then you can move them later, but oops. Let me undo. Space for a long enough time, it starts to really slow down on me. All right, so I grab bunch and I'm moving it back over here. All right, and you can make it, you know, you can move it better, but you don't need to, because this is just for you to visualize what you're doing. You're going to cut it on the map, so don't worry about making this picture perfect, because all the reds are going to cut out together, all the blacks are going to cut out together. All right, let's go to make it so you can just see what that looks like. So you can make this more efficient by moving everything up. And look, you can select this one, go to the 3 dots, move to another mat, and move it to the first mat. So while Design Space, they do have the technology to make it efficient, it is still not the most efficient. So that you could do this. You can move it up to this corner. Hopefully it fits. It does. So see, I mean, already, for sure, this would fit on the other one too, right? So it went from being 2 pages of just one, at least for now, but there's more consolidating to do. Maybe move this one up a little bit more. Move this over now that fits. Move, oh, there. See, so now we've eliminated the second sheet, but you have a lot to do because we did everything in black. The other trick that I like to do is I like to change this to 12 by 24, even if you don't have 12 by 24. But what I like is that I'm not constantly clicking on things and moving them over to another mat. I can just, everything's already here. I would use a 12 by 24 mat, and I would put 2 12 by 12 pieces of vinyl on here. And I'm going to make this fit. You just need to make sure that you don't have anything cutting at that 12 by 12 line, right? So if you had it like this, did it somehow make it smaller? That was, I don't know what happened right there. You just want to make sure if you're tricking the system, don't have anything to be cut right here because that's going to be the line separating your first 12 by 12 and your second 12 by 12, okay? All right. This could be consolidated a little bit better, right? Look at all this space over here. We can add more things. Here's your squeeze, right? You can put the H in here even. I mean, there's a lot of space saving that you can do, right? You could technically do that. And now you went from, you know, a bigger piece to a much more better piece. And let's look at this screen. Yeah, look at that. That's ridiculous. Let's move that over. And then you're done. All right. So I hope that was super helpful. Let's cancel. Let's go back to this one more thing. Let me see if there's anything else that I could have shown you. We did contour. We did slicing. We changed the font. So I hope that, Erin, I hope that you were able to make this. And for anyone else watching, I mean, I hope this taught you some things to do your own project. Every SVG you can still personalize even though you bought it from someone. All right, my giveaway is still going strong. This is only the 4th winner, I think it was. I want to do at least 30. So keep entering. Just, you know, I will help you if you put a sob story like this one where she wanted to do it by this weekend. I'll do yours first. So, all right, have a great, great day. And I hope this was fun. Bye.